All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Eric here. You know what it is. We're about to go ahead and get straight into this video. None of that like and subscribe mess. We're about to just get straight into it. And the purpose of this video here is simple, okay? It's to show you guys what I mean when I talk about cutting your losses quickly, okay? So many, so many traders fail just to follow this one simple rule. And other traders just kind of misunderstand what is meant by cutting your losses quickly. So I'm going to kind of go into detail here. What exactly is meant, for me anyway, by cutting your losses quickly? All right. It's August 10th, 2021. Today was a great day, coming back off these, slow sideways days and bearish days. Um, for the market overall, it did finish green, bouncing back. Um, you know, and we had some great plays today. weren't like super exciting, but good enough to where we're coming out of this bearish slump that everybody who are bullish traders are like, yes, great, we got some green. So overall, it's a pretty good day. We're at about $5,900 of the 500 or $5,000 challenge that I'm doing, and trying to make $100 a day. So I'm ahead of schedule. We're at like 5,900. It's only been 7 days, 7 trading days. So we doing good. We doing good. And today just helped amplify that even more, especially since the last 2 days were very bad trades for me. So what a way to bounce back today. I want to end this month strong on this, and it kind of sucks that I'm going to be vacationing for about, well, not vacationing, well, pretty much kind of vacation. I got a wedding and some of the stuff to go to. But I'll be traveling a lot, obviously, traveling and trading. See what I did there? But yeah, so hopefully my trades will still be on point while I'm on the go, which is the purpose of all this. So let's kind of get into this video kind of losses. I'm not going to talk about, I did 3 trades. I'm not going to talk about, uh, you know, FLC and ZEV. Well, I'll briefly just touch on it. Because those were, awesome alerts, did great. If you were paying attention to the alerts, you got the alerts, you looked at them, you know, did your trading plan, executed, moved on, made your money. Great day, great day. So let's in fact let's look at those first real quick, and then we're gonna jump into the trade that I'm talking about. That's a perfect example of why you cut your losses quickly. Okay, so let's take a look here real quick. Let's pull up FULC. Now I think FULC and ZEV were 2 stocks I traded that off of the alerts. They just they were beautiful. I think they both had some type of reporting news, or some other news. Let's start with ZEV. I'll pull that one up first because I think that one was the first one I traded that got alerted. ZEV. Let's look at the alerts real quick here. So I get them pulled up. Boom. So ZEV, we got that message. Yep, early. So, oh, okay, yeah. That's another reason why I tried. They had the lightning motors, blah blah blah, something with that. Between that, guys, and the Administration passing that law about the infrastructure bill and all that good stuff, all that money they're spending, a couple trillion on infrastructure and whatnot. Between that news with ZEV, there really wasn't no reason for me not to kind of play this. The catalyst was there, um, chart pattern was there, good entry points, good exit points. I'm seeing good candle signs of strength, especially with these top stars here. That everything was pretty much there to hit the nail on the head. And you guys know that I tell you all the time, especially those of you who are like in the chat room and stuff like that. The purpose of being profitable as well too is having the odds in your favor as much as possible. And this definitely just set that up for you. So I'm not going to go into this one. Easy pre-market play. You see the flagging. It was called. Everything was called out for this play. There's no reason why you probably didn't make money on this other than the fact that you probably need to go back and study or practice. Okay. So I'm not going to go into this. It's an easy trade. Good bucks on that one. Pretty simple. It was great all day. All right. If you had any trouble with that trade and you traded it, let me know. Talk to me. Message me, and we'll look over it. Okay. The other one was FULC. Boom. Another easy trade today. Pre-market, market hours, after hours. Yeah, we got the thing first thing in the morning when it spiked up at pre-market around 11:50. We got the alert right here, and then this thing as well too. Boom. You guys know how I trade. You know what I look for to execute my trades, and guess what? It presented itself right there. Boom, get in, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. All your levels, support and resistance. Even if you were to exit early, if you wanted to, trade how I trade, even if you got out and you came back to it and looked back in, you still had ample room to get back in. But anyways, like I said, I'm not going to go over all that with the two trades that I executed perfectly. FULC did have news as well too, right here. Boom, we was alert. With both ZEV and FULC, guys, you were not only alerted of the stock movement, you're also alerted of the actual news. So, I mean, I really don't know what to tell you at this point. If you're having trouble with this trade, if you took this trade and you had trouble with it too, definitely message me. Uh, email me something. I don't know. Let's talk about it because there's no reason why you wouldn't have made money on this one. Okay. Um, as well, get in, get your money like I tell you guys, and get out. It's not that hard. A lot to go into, but we're not gonna go through all that. That's exactly what all that course like that's for. But let's take a look at ORPH. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty of this bad boy. Of course, this one was alerted. Blah blah blah. Now let's talk about let's talk about my entries and exit because I blew it on the entry, but luckily my exit was so solid it did not wipe away my gains. Because had I been stubborn and tried to hold on to this thing, I'd have lost a lot more. And let me give you the mindset of why I exited and what gave me the reason to exit. So, because a lot of you guys ask me, what do you mean by it's giving you a reason to exit the trade? What do you mean by this, this, and that? So I'm going to give you the thought process here on what I mean by cutting my losses quickly and my thought process on exiting this trade. So let's first start off talk about the entry point. I got in this thing. You know what the sad thing is? When I got in, I was at a point to where I could have took profit, but I was being stubborn and did. That's like one of the worst things you could do. But anyways, no, I wasn't being. I was being greedy. I'm gonna be honest with you because I said it in the chat. Let me see if I can see that. I said it in the chat. And this is how you guys know I was being greedy. But I learned my lesson from that. Let me see if I can find out where I had said it. I was like, yeah, ORPH needs to get me to 6K. Look, let me pull up from the administrator side. Let me load this thing up here. I said I needed to get me to 6K right there. And you know what? It kissed 6K, guys. It touched it because I was only a couple of dollars off by then because I already traded. I had already traded FULC and I had already traded ZEV, and I was already at like 5.9. I was at like 5.950 something. I don't know. I was up there, but yeah. Just I needed like a few more dollars on here, and like you guys know, like I told you in the Facebook group, I'm doing $100 lots and stuff like that. So, anyways, cutting losses quickly will save you headache, and you know it's part of managing your risk. So you should definitely know that. But let's get into the trade. I entered in right here. You guys know my trading strategy. If you don't, go back and watch the other videos of how I usually enter in trades, especially when they're rising. I usually have only two trading strategies that I do on that. But anyways, I entered in right here, right? Now I got in and it rode and it rode, and I should have got out like right there, um, but I didn't. So what did I do? I seen that it was coming down. I even held through the sell signal there with a super trend, and I knew it was coming down. Now you're probably asking yourself, Eric, okay, so you got in at this point, Eric. You got in, it rolled up, it rolled up. You were getting greedy. It touched where you wanted to exit, but you didn't exit and take your profits and hit your $6,000 mark and move on. No, I was trying to be greedy. Why? Because I'm like, man, the market turned green. Buyers are coming in. I think ORPH had like some kind of news or posted results. So I'm thinking like, oh yeah, it's gonna fly, it's gonna fly. And it just kept the alert kept going off like boom, it's touching the high, it's touching the high. I'm like, okay, it has a few more times to touch the high. I don't think it's gonna roll over yet. Even though I knew it was overextended, I thought it was gonna get overextended like this, to be honest with you. I was like, man, let it get overextended some more. But it did. And it began to pull back. So I know that the relative strength index was showing that it needs, is way over, so it needs to come back down, clearly. Then the moving average divergence started to roll over, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, great. So you know what? By the time I'm right here, I'm like back at even. I'm like, you know what? Hasn't hit my risk tolerance. I'm pretty much kind of back almost close to even to where I'm, where I entered in. And I still got room for it to go. Then it began to go down. Even though the sell signal was saying sell, 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 that's fine. I said, okay, after this thing rolls over one more time, if you understand your indicators, you know how the stuff works, and then I taught you in the course market stuff. You know that pullback is natural. So I'm sitting there waiting through the pullback. I'm not panicking. I'm not selling, even though these candles are saying, hey, sell, 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 sell. I know that they're saying that because of the fact of where the stock is based on the other indicators as well too. And not only that, I'm looking at price action, which isn't shown on this chart. These are simultaneous things that I'm looking at, guys. Okay, but anyways, based on this chart, it's showing sell, 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 sell. I'm like, okay, great. I'm not panicking. It's holding levels right here. I'm like, okay, this is great. It's starting to light up, so that's fine. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and throw another 100 shares in, get in, because I know it's gonna eventually roll over. If it doesn't do what I expect it to do, cut my loss and move on. And I cut it like right here, which was like really, really good. Um, and I'll tell you why. Because if I didn't, it would have kept going down. It would have kept going down. I'd have been stubborn, but I knew to cut my loss here. Why? Because I knew that one, we're really close to being oversold again. Now, if you know that, then you know to, you know, probably not want to get into the trade if you're a bullish trader. So by knowing this was almost at its peak, it's almost hitting the 70 on the RSI. It's getting close to needing to retrace and pull back. And the moving average divergence was already at one of the, it's at a peak green. So I know based on that too that hey, this is peaking out, and not to mention this candlestick right here is just showing me that it's more sellers and buyers coming in, and you already got the sell signal here. So it's more a reason for me to get out than it is to try to stay in and hold and hope for hope. Just count my loss and move on. So again, I bought into the weakness down here. I already bought. I entered in my trade, managed my risk, got greedy. Then it started to go the other way, so I'm okay. And now I'm in exit slash double down mode if the stock doesn't do what I expect it to do and bump up and curl up and break another high, which it did not. And I knew that because of the indications that I seen in the price action that I was looking at. So I assumed with ORPH that hey, at this point, oh, it's gonna curl back up. It's gonna curl. I know it's gonna curl back up, obviously, but I'm hoping that it breaks through. But so I'm doubling down like right there when it hits some more of a drop, bringing my cost average down. It peaked it right here, and I only took like a loss of like 30 something bucks. It really wasn't that much, which was fine with me because you know why? I exited and stuck to my exit plan. I had plans in mind that if this thing shot up, I would exit on the next spike up, sell into green. I'm gonna sell into the green regardless. That was already my plan. Sell into the green regardless of how strong it is or how weak it is. Sell it, sell it, sell it. Luckily for me, I got in close to the peak of it because I can tell that it was close to the peak of it based on the relative strength of the stock at the time I was trading, the price action I was looking at. Go back and look at the level two videos I was telling you if you don't know what I'm talking about. Show you how to read that. And I knew, okay, hit my market order, boom, get out, take my loss, move on. And you know what? That was my last trade of the day. Two green, one red, but not red by much. And that's what you want to do repeatedly, day after day after day after day. You're not going to nail every single trade. And I show you guys my losses all the time. You can look at them. You're not going to nail every single trade. The point of risk management is for you to protect your portfolio at all costs, no matter what. Sticking to your trading strategy, even if it's a bad entry or bad exit, stick to your strategy, stick to what you know. Stop trying to do everything. Stop trying to learn everything. You don't need to learn everything. You need to repeat the same process over and over and over and over again. I'm showing you guys that right now with this $5,000 challenge. I'm not doing nothing spectacular. My goal was to do $100 a day, and that money is going to compound. By the end of the month, I should turn that 5,000 to 7,000. Now imagine if I do that again and the following month and the following month. Eventually, your account is going to grow, guys. So I'm telling you this right here on this quick video that the purpose of trading is to grow your account till you're eventually trading so much where you don't have to, risk so much shares, and you can, trade with larger shares, and little price movement will give you like a couple of $100 a day. It's really simple. I mean, it's just that easy. It takes time. Compounding is a wonderful thing. Okay, it's the reason why it's one of the wonders of the world. But anyways, that's the review of this trade, guys. I hope this kind of helps you see what I see when I'm trading, especially with my entries and exits. know what you're looking for, understand your indicators, understand price action, have a plan with your trade, and just repeat that same thing over and over based on the charts that you see, based on the stocks you're trading, what you're looking at. Because the more you do this, the more you're going to get used to, oh, I know what that setup looks like. This is what I'm expecting. I know that this means this. I know that this means this. Okay, well, I'm going to plan to do this, this, and this. If this doesn't happen, I'll get out here. And then manage your risk accordingly. Now, obviously, in real time, you got to do all that, you know, in real time. But the more you practice one part of one, of it, and then move on to the next part and the next part and the next part, you'll get better. Trust me, it just takes practice. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what I mean by cutting your losses quickly. The moment that the stock is not going, or if you even doubt that it's going into your favor. I'm not talking about these little ups and downs and price movements. You don't need to worry about that. You need to be watching you need to zoom out, look at the bigger picture. If the 1 minute time frame is too far for you, look at the 5 minute, plan from there, look at the 15 minute. You want to always have two time frames you're looking at: 1 minute and 5 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, etc., etc. Okay? You trade on the smaller time frame and you look at the bigger time frame to get the bigger picture so you don't get faked out. That simple. I'm literally summoning like at least half of this course up in this video for you guys. It's not in detail, but you get the gist. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this video helps. I wanted to make it quick, make it simple. But man, that was a textbook example of cutting your losses quickly, guys. When the moment the trade is not going your way, take your losses and move on, because your entries and exits should be entering in according to your plan. You're not trying to catch the bottom. You're not trying to catch the top. You're trying to get the meat of the move. That's according to your plan. Okay. All right. Now, guys, again, if you have any questions about your ZEV trades, your FULC trades, or even if you did ORPH or just any trade in general, just message me. Let me know. We can look it over. We can talk about it. I got a little time. I won't be traveling until next week or the week and the week after. So this will be an interesting month. But stay tuned, guys. Stay green, and let's get this money. Peace.